Dogs and cats living together. That's hysteria. Wow! Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig
it? What's up, freak shows, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host, as always, Jay Schatzer, and today, well, I've got an odd one lined up for us. It is Luigi Cozzi's 1988 just strange-ass Italian horror flick. It is Paganini Horror, and this one is weird. So let's just dive into this bizarre flick. Here is Paganini Horror. Paganini Horror is a completely ludicrous Italian horror slasher style flick that's tremendously weird, entirely silly, and remarkably entertaining. Lost in a ridiculously convoluted plot and ensconced in a cacophony of overacting and absurd performances, this wild and out-of-control oddity of a production is awash in surreal and colorful weirdness that permeates every inch of this inexplicably strange movie. Bizarre, brutal, and as nonsensical as a nightmare, Luigi Cozzi's Paganini Horror is an experience to say the least, and it's a perfect example on how out of control and entertaining Italian horror cinema got towards the waning years of the 80s. The film follows a bitching female-led rock band who mistakenly uses a cursed piece of music for the tracks on their new album by the nefarious and infamous violinist Paganini, which when played oddly enough opens up a portal to hell, possessing, punishing, and ultimately murdering them one by one. The maleficent and resurrected spirit of Paganini torments the rock group and their entourage until their hearts give out or their minds snap from the constant torment and vile tortures the demon has in store for them. Will they be able to escape from Paganini's labyrinth-like maze of a mansion? Or are they trapped here for all time, forced to submit to these horrific pleasures of Paganini's sick and twisted mind? With a ridiculously weird premise like that, you're going to need an equally ridiculous cast of odd characters and personalities, and Paganini Horror does not disappoint in that department. From sexy rock chicks to bitchy managers and everything in between, the cast is off the charts strange, and their performances are freakishly weird and unusually manic in that over-the-top 80s Italian horror sense. The loopy maniacs and oddball rockers of this unexplainably weird flick are Jasmine Maimone as Kate, the insufferable lead singer of the rock group and unusual lead hero, Maria Cristina Mastrangeli as Lavinia, the assholish producer of the group and a complete and utter constant bitch, Daria Nicoletti as Sylvia Hackett, the soft-spoken and cute-as-a-button owner of the old Paganini mansion, Pascal Persiano as Daniel, the drummer of the group and unfortunate finder of the lost cursed sheet music of Paganini, Pietro Gignardi as Mark Singer, a famous movie director hired to film the rock group's newest music video, Donald Pleasance as Mr. Pickett, a devilish ghoul who sells Paganini's music to the group and damns their souls, and finally Michelle Lipstein and Luana Ravagnini as Elena and Rita, the remaining hotties of this badass group of rockers. Across the board, the cast does a commendable job with the undeniably weird material, and they roll with the punches like champs as the movie delves deeper and deeper into absurdity. Drowning in ridiculous splendor and unbelievably weird moments, Paganini Horror is an oddball flick to say the least. Filmed in a dreamlike stupor and convoluted as all hell, The nightmarish contents of the movie are literally all over the place, and the combination of batshit crazy sequences propped up against over-the-top bizarre acting makes for an interesting viewing that is anything but typical, but wholly traditional in the Italian sense. Extremely violent and unapologetically colorful in visual imagery and extreme bloodletting. This visceral, mean-spirited gem offers a whole hell of a lot of entertainment value, even if it doesn't make a whole lick of sense in the long run, and the acting and performances of the entire piece boggle the mind. Silly, sadistic, and entirely obtuse, Paganini Horror is a thing of obscure beauty, and it's a viewing experience that you're not likely to forget anytime soon, even if you wanted to. If you happen to be a lover of unusual Italian 80s cinema, then this oddity might be right up your alley. In the end, Paganini Horror is an extraordinarily bizarre cinematic supernatural horror slasher effort that boggles with its weirdness and pleases with its unnaturally deranged and unhinged cinematic world. And there you have it, you cursed music and movie lovers. That is the extremely strange and ultimately bizarre Italian 80s horror flick that is Paganini Horror. And that is a strange film to say the least. Yeah, it's hard to explain such a weird film. Hopefully the visuals and my words help you out, but definitely check it out if that sounds something up your alley. Really weird stuff. But guys, that is it for me today. Hope you enjoyed that one, and I hope you like what I'm doing here. If you do, please like and subscribe. And if you have time, leave a comment below because I love hearing from you. But until then, I will see you all at the next movie review. Take care.